So today was One Friday Fights 81. There's a lot of things that we need to go over in this, event. Number one, of course, we had Takeru versus Thant Zin. It was a big fight, that was supposed to go down. I don't know why they took it off the main card, I guess. I thought that this was a pretty big fight, especially for Takeru. But in my opinion, maybe it was like a time zone type issue. Maybe they were gonna have more Japanese fans tune in to watch Takeru if they had it at a specific time. That's my best guess. But yeah, very interesting fight. I feel like Tanzin, he did his thing. He was doing a lot of interesting things in this matchup. He was putting the pressure on Takeru, definitely. He even knocked him down in the very first round. But of course, we got Takeru, who is a very, very, strong fighter. He came back in the second round and just closed out the fight. Tanzin's 19 years old, but he proved that this dude, he has a promising future. If he was able to knock down Takeru, it's a good sign for him. He just needs to develop a little bit more, but I'm pretty confident that this guy is going to be, a very, very, skilled fighter in the future. It was good to see this young guy be matched up against a veteran of the sport, pretty much like Takeru, a very well respected fighter, and he did his thing. For Takeru, what's next for him? I really do think that the fight that we're probably going to see Takeru take on next is probably Rodtang. I know when Takeru first came into One Championship, that was the original fight that was supposed to go down. But for whatever reason, that fight never ended up taking place. And instead, Takeru had his first fight in One Championship against Superleg, which, of course, we all know he took the loss in that matchup. But I very, very well believe that the next fight for Takeru in One Championship is facing off against none other than the very, very powerful, skilled fighter we all know and love, that is Rodtang. Now, obviously, we have to address the elephant in the room, ladies and gentlemen. Nong-O took another loss in his career. Previously, if you guys would have asked me if this was Nong-O from like 4 or 5 years ago, I think that this would have been a pretty easy fight for him to win against Nabati, if I'm just being completely honest. But Nong-O is 37 years old. He is not, a fighter that's completely in his physical prime anymore. And obviously, a lot of people are going to call into question, whether or not he still has the capabilities to compete against some of the best in the world. Now, personally, I still feel like he looked great out there. I think that he has a lot left in the tank. But if Nong-O wants to, pretty much compete against some of the best in the world who already, have a good feel of how he's going to perform nowadays, he has to do something with his system. I feel like Nong-O still has some pretty, devastating leg kicks, but he just needs to add something else, a different element to his game now that he's up there in age, but at some point in time, obviously, Nong-O was like one of the greatest fighters in One Championship without a doubt. I think he had like a 10 fight winning streak at one point, and obviously now that he's lost 3 out of his last 5 fights, it is what it is, but very unfortunate. I really wanted Nong-O to win this fight. I wanted him to make another title run. I really did. But unfortunately, we know that Nabati is not no joke. He's a fighter that moves around really, really well. This was a very entertaining fight nonetheless, but it's just something that we obviously had to address in this video. Let me know what you guys think about Nong-O's performance and what he could potentially add to his system that could potentially help him become, a much better fighter now that he is getting up there in age. And finally, obviously we have to talk about Superbon versus Joe Nattawut. Great fight, very, very short fight, but great nonetheless. Superbon was able to make some quick work out of Joe Nattawut by landing a super clean elbow, landed super flush. And all I got to say about this performance is that Superbon and Taiwan Shy needs to be a fight that we just need to see. It's a fight that we need to see very, very soon. Superbon, literally, I mean, I watch pretty much every other organization, UFC, One Championship, PFL. Superbon, without a doubt, is probably top 5, top 3, best fighters out there that could really, really use that lead leg. Um, Superbon's agility to create some powerful kicks using that lead leg is just absolutely insane. It's really a spectacle to watch. For anybody out there that hasn't watched the replays, obviously people are going to be paying attention to the elbow that ended the fight. But if there's something else that you guys would, probably enjoy looking at, is Superbon's agility to land some very effective kicks using his lead leg. We need Superbon versus Taiwan Chai, without a doubt. That's what we need. That's personally what I want. I think Joe Nattawut has a fight against him sometime soon, but I feel like after that fight, we need to see Superbon versus Taiwan Chai again. We need the rematch. Definitely need the rematch. But that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. As always, is a pleasure. Peace out and have a good one.